Good morning, General.
Morning, Senator.
There's a lot that I couldn't get to.
General, I'm looking at this letter
Are almost certainly going to ask first.
from one of your
If you want to,
U.S. attorneys
or come back and ask questions
from October this year,
in the office. But it's your
where he wrote to the
Think.
Montana Attorney General, all the county attorneys, and all the sheriffs in his jurisdiction, suggesting ways that parents could be prosecuted at school board for appearing at school board meetings in accordance with your directive. And one of the suggestions made by your U.S. attorney is parents can be prosecuted for repeated telephone calls, not threatening anyone, just on the theory that repeated telephone calls could be harassment. Really?
Senator, I haven't seen that memorandum. I've tried to express as clearly as I can here.
I heard you, General, but this is one of your U.S. attorneys.
Senator. If you're thinking of sticking
Again, I haven't seen.
Isn't that special?
technically chairing the hearing where else Senator Durbin goes to vote, he didn't vote in the second vote.
Who needs to go?
General, you're just a vessel.
Sure.
Well, let me tell you what I'm talking about. With respect to the National School Boards Association letter, you're just a vessel, aren't you?
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I signed this memorandum. I worked on this memorandum, and this memorandum is my memorandum.
Well, let me tell you what I mean. We know that the National School Board Association was upset because parents were coming to school board meetings to object to the teaching of critical race theory. We know that in drafting the letter, the National School Board Association collaborated with the White House for several weeks. They worked on it together. And we know that the National School Board Association, once the White House and the association were happy with the letter, the National School Board Association sent the letter to the White House, and the White House promptly called you and said, sic the FBI on parents at school board hearings.
Obviously, we missed some.
And that's what I mean. The White House is the prophet here. You're just the vessel. Isn't that correct?
Senator, I did not speak with anyone from the White House as while I worked on this memorandum. This memorandum reflects my views that we need to protect public officials from violence and threats of violence, while at the same time protecting parents' ability to object to policies.
Right. I get that. I've heard your testimony. Were you worried that you would be fired if you didn't issue the memorandum?
Senator, I'm not. I decided on this memorandum on my own. I don't care. I said from the very beginning, I've taken this job to protect the Department of Justice, to make independent determinations with respect to prosecutions and investigations, and I will do that.
Okay.
I'm not concerned about
sorry to interrupt,
fire.
General, but I don't have much time. Now, when you got the letter from the White House that prompted your memorandum to give the FBI new duties in making sure our parents aren't dangerous domestic terrorists, you didn't investigate before you issued your memorandum the incidences cited in the letter, did you?
Look, I took a statement by the National Association, which represents thousands of school board members, when they said that they were facing violence and threats of violence, and when I saw in the news media reports.
Yeah, but you didn't investigate the incidents in the letter, did you?
No, this is the first step. This is an assessment step. It comes before investigations. The purpose
Right. Before you issued your memo, you didn't investigate the incidents.
The memo is intended to begin assessments. It is intended to
And in fact, most of the incidents in the letter did not involve threats of violence, did they?
I think that's correct. Most of them did not,
Yeah.
and they would not be covered by either federal or state law. I agree with that, and they would be protected by the First Amendment. But threats of violence are not covered by the.
Can we agree that we have thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of kids growing up today who are more likely to commit a crime and go to jail than own a home or get married?
I don't know about the comparative statistics. I do know there are too many people who are committing crime.
And one of the reasons for that is lack of parental involvement, isn't it?
I think parental involvement is essential. I think it's the key both to bringing up good kids.
So why do you want to issue a memorandum listing incidents that you didn't investigate, that anybody who has any fair-minded knowledge of the world knows is going to have a chilling effect on parental involvement with respect to what their kids are learning at school?
I just want to be clear again, Senator. My memorandum did not list any of those incidents.
Come on, General, we both know this had a chilling effect. You don't think there are parents out there in the real world that said, oh, my God, maybe we shouldn't go to the school board meeting. There'll be FBI agents there. This isn't La La Land.
I tried to make as clear as I could, and now I have subsequently made clear in every public statement on the matter.
Your actions made it clear, General. Let me ask you one last question. When men follow a United States senator who happens to be a female into a women's room to harass her about her beliefs, why is that just part of the process, as President Biden says? But when a parent goes to a school board meeting to protest that her child is being taught that babies can be white supremacists, is subject to FBI prosecution.
The description that you just gave, that parent is not subject to FBI investigation, and there's nothing in this memorandum that suggests this. We protect United States senators against threats of violence.
You did a good job with Senator Sinema.
Within the last month, we have indicted somebody who made threats of violence against both Alaska U.S. senators. Recently, we just indicted somebody else who made threats.
Can I ask one more, Mr. Chairman?
Can you wrap up, please, Senator Kennedy?
I'm sorry?
Could you wrap up? I am chairing this.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I will. I'm just going to ask one last one. What led you to conclude before you issued your memorandum sicking the FBI on parents that law enforcement at the state and local level couldn't handle it?
Let me be clear, Senator. We did not sic the FBI on parents. That's not what this memorandum is about. Nor did we conclude that local law enforcement is unable to deal with the problem. The purpose of this memorandum is for our federal law enforcement to engage with state and local and determine whether they need assistance.
And you don't think this had any chilling effect whatsoever on parents out there?
The memorandum expressly says at the beginning that it is aimed at violence and threats of violence, and expressly says that robust public debate about school policies are protected.
Right. Well, I like you, General, a lot, but
Thank you.
on this issue, you've turned into
Senator
someone
Kennedy.
you said you wouldn't be.